Today on Roblox's Tower Heroes, I'm going to be revealing to you 5 things that you should never do inside of this game. These are a lot of beginner mistakes that I see a lot of times that people get wrong. So let's go ahead and bust those so you don't deal with those as well. Alright, we're here in Tower Heroes, and I must say the Adidas event is gone as well. Yippee! Before I reveal my mistakes, I do want to give a shout out to Surfanic for making a content related to this video as well, because this is actually where I'm getting my inspiration from for today's video. I did not actually watch this full video yet. I just saw a little bit of it, so I'm not entirely sure what he said in his video for his mistakes, but I was inspired by it when I saw this. So make sure you go check out his video. The link's going to be in this card, should be right there if you want to check that out after this video, because I'm sure you're going to learn a lot from him as well. So let's go ahead and start with my tips for today. Here are 5 things in Tower Heroes you should never ever do. Number 5, never buy event towers with Robux. So within Tower Heroes, there are 3 main events that happen every single year: Easter, Halloween, and Christmas. And each one of these events has their own special heroes to go along with it, and Halloween actually has a couple. When we come over here, we have these 3 little event towers right here. We have the bunny, we have, I almost called this the gingerbread, this is wafer, we have haze as well, and there's also another Robux tower called lure. I do not have that one. Now you can only obtain these towers by beating certain maps when their current events or their given events are going. For example, haze, this little scarecrow right here, is the one that you can get for defeating, I believe, Halloween Havoc on hard mode. You can get wafer by beating Toy Takeover on hard mode, and bunny's the odd one out. You can actually get this one on easy mode here on Easter Eggland during the Easter event. Lure is another hero that I'm actually not sure if you can get anymore. Please let me know down in the comments below if you can still get it, because if not, that's kind of the only way that you can get that hero. But guys, spending 500 Robux, that's half 1,000 Robux to be able and get one tower that, honestly, these 3 right here, they're good, but they're not insane. If you want to buy them all, 2,000 Robux, that's over $20 USD to be able and get, and it's just not worth it in my opinion when you could easily get these during their own events. So with that being said, make sure to never spend your Robux on this. Instead, spend it on some Super Short Central merchandise. Oops, did I just do a plug there? Number 4, do not spend coins on skins or stickers or modifiers when you're first starting out at the game. One big mistake that people can make, I don't see it happen too often, but something that can happen is that people can come right over here to where the shop icon is, and they can see all these wonderful crates right here, and they look so tempting to go because you can actually see some of the things inside of here that you can get. Or they'll see some legendary skins being used around the map, and they're like, oh, I want that. But when you're first starting out this game, and I think many people know this, but it's so much more important to be able and buy the heroes versus the skins or the stickers and the modifiers. I'm at level 88, and I'm just now kind of starting to buy the modifiers myself. I've really been trying to get some skins over this past time, but I'm just now starting to get the modifiers. And I do get this sometimes when certain events come around, like Easter or Christmas or Halloween. You might want some of these exclusive skins like you can see right here on the chef and the dumpster child right here, and getting those is a little bit different story because they have their own individual currency. Christmas has gingerbread, Halloween has candy or candy corn, I believe, and then Easter has eggs that you can earn. But when it comes to spending coins, make sure to spend them wisely. You want to buy as many heroes as possible so that you have a big arsenal of heroes to choose from whenever you're grinding maps. You're gonna need it, trust me. Before we get into our final 3 don'ts for today, I just wanted to let you know, if nobody's told you yet today, my friend, you are seen, you are known, and you are loved by both Jesus and by me. And if you've been enjoying this video so far, please be sure to give it a like, even consider subscribing to Super Short Central. We're posting Tower Heroes content galore here, and make sure to go join our Roblox group. The link's going to be down in the description below. We talk about things on there if you have any questions, or we post about giveaways, all that fun stuff there on that. We also have a Roblox merchandise that you can get for your Roblox avatar and for your real life avatar as well. Yes, I'm talking about real life merchandise that we have as well. That's available at our group store or store on YouTube, so make sure you go check that out as well. But for now, let's go ahead and get back back into the do's and don'ts for Tower Heroes. Number 3, do not always bring 5 or 6 people to a round with you whenever you're playing. When we walk over here to this beautiful server board over here, we can create a server and then we can just, let's say, come over here to Castletown, and then we can set this to public down here, and then we might just wait for a few people to come and join. Now obviously this is a VIP server, nobody's gonna join, but something I have seen it happen a lot in the past, and again this is also something that has gotten a little bit better but definitely still out there, is that lots of people tend to want to have a full server before they go. This is a big rookie mistake. You don't want to bring 6 people unless you absolutely have to. In fact, so many more times than not, you're better to solo a map versus actually doing 2 people, and here's the reason why. See, the reason why you don't want to bring 6 people is all because of the coins. You see, the more people that you have brought into a server with you, the more the coins get split up among you. It's not like you get the same amount of coins every time. That's also one reason why easy mode is so much easier than medium or hard mode, because the harder the mode you choose, the less coins you actually get per round. And this makes things especially difficult if you choose 6 people on hard mode, because not only are you now getting so many more less coins versus if you were on easy mode, but you're now making those coins that you already were getting, the few coins that you are getting, they're getting split up among 6 people. And that means you're gonna have a lot of low level towers on super hard maps, which is something you do not want. Number 2, research your map to figure out what heroes work and don't work for that map. Now, just saying it like that is a little bit confusing probably, so let me go ahead and make this a little bit simpler. Really, I'm just talking about this hero right here called Maytake or Mataki, however you'd like to pronounce it, and the Dumpster Child right here. These 2 towers are much different than the rest of them because they actually use effects for their damage versus actually like hitting them or stunning them or whatnot. I personally say Maytake, so I'm just gonna say Maytake. Maytake uses poison to be able and destroy the enemies, while the Dumpster Child uses fire. And if you'll notice on some maps like Blastech Barrage or the revamped Volcano Valley, you might see an enemy that has a fire logo above it, and that means that the fire effect is not going to really do much on that enemy. So that means Dumpster Child is practically useless on a map that has a lot of fire enemies like those 2 I just listed. And for some maps like Frantic Forest right here, which has a lot of mushrooms in it, you might notice that they have that little skull or poison emoji above them, which means that Maytake's poison is not going to do much damage to them at all. That's why it's very important to know your maps before you bring towers, because what you don't want to do is end up being in a place like Blastech Barrage and having a Dumpster Child with you. That's basically just a burned slot, and that's practically useless. Now, before we reveal our number 1 secret, have you subscribed yet? Have you liked the video yet? Take a second to do that really quickly if you have not done it yet, because we're posting content about Tower Heroes all the time and you don't want to miss it. Okay, now let's reveal the number 1 secret. Here we go. Number 1, do not spam your towers or place summoners near the path. Oh my goodness. If I have one big pet peeve inside of Roblox Tower Heroes, it is not bigger than this one right here. Oh, and may I add this as well? And this? Now, when you're first starting Tower Heroes and you really don't know what in the world the heroes do, this is kind of your first reaction. Just place as many things down as possible and hope for the best. And I don't blame you, because I'm sure when I started out, I did the same thing. But this video is here to help you to be able to make sure you don't do this rookie mistake right here to where you place every single enemy down without really knowing what it does. This happens a lot of time with chefs and wizards because the person who is just starting out Tower Heroes really doesn't know what they're doing. And especially sometimes you'll see a chef maybe like right here, when a chef really needs to have to be here on the path because it has such a short range. Because I've actually proven this to be true. Leveling up one tower to its max level or to level 4 does more damage than a whole bunch of level 1s. I'll give you an example of that right now. So I've just placed down 5 bunnies right here, which is the max number of bunnies you can have in a regular server. So let's go ahead and spawn a mob coming coming through here really quickly. Let's choose the tax collector. Is he in here? So the tax collector has 500 health. Let's go ahead and see what's going to happen. So, not a lot. Yeah, they did a little over 50 damage right there, which is very, very poor. However, if we were to delete all of these bunnies right here and just focus on this one, if I were to upgrade this to the max level, we're doing 60 damage now. That's already more than what we just did to this tax collector right over here. Let's go ahead and spawn a second tax collector. Okay, so here the tax collector comes. We've already hit 60 damage right there. I'm gonna have to get out of this mode because, oh my goodness, look at that. We're already down to 140 health. I think we're gonna take it out, guys. Oh my word, guys, we just took that tax collector out like it was nothing. And also, just something else to note, some of these ones like the lemonade cats and summoners like the slime king never ever belong on the path. It's completely fine if towers like Wafer and Bunny stay near the path because they're actually doing damage that determines how close they are to the enemy. It's actually kind of a range, but that's a pretty deep topic. We won't go into it. However, placing towers like the lemonade cat, which do no damage at all and don't require any range, and the slime king that can be placed anywhere on the map and does the same damage because it actually doesn't determine how close it is to the map with how much damage it does. It just determines how leveled up it is and how big the slimes are. That probably didn't make a lot of sense. I'm so sorry. A good way to remember this is if it doesn't say that it does damage like these heroes right here, it doesn't belong near a path. Now, like I was saying with the summoners, the only exception to this is Oddport because it actually does do damage and you want that to be within the range of a Spectre and a Balloon Pal. And now, my friend, you know some of the biggest mistakes that you could make inside of Roblox Tower Heroes. Make sure to not do these. You're going to gain the respect not only of other players, but you're also going to advance a lot faster in the game. Let me know what you learned down in the comments below, and I'll see you next time, my friend.